Hello YouTubers and welcome to another episode of the vlogs. We're finally getting light mornings. Oh yeah, it makes a massive difference to the morning wake up, to the morning routine. Let me know in the comment below what you find gets you out of bed in the morning. For me, when there's a sunrise, you can't quite see it, it's behind the trees, but when there's a sunrise like this, oh my goodness, I want to get out of bed and see it. And even just having a bit of light so I can actually see where I'm walking makes a massive difference to my mornings, and it gets me going for the rest of the day. Oh yeah, but now we're at the gym, we're going to get some lifting on, so let's get to it. And whoa, we've made it to outside of the gym post weight session, trying to work on most of the body, so legs and not legs. But now, as always after a session, we've got to fuel up, and it's so much lighter. As you can tell, we can actually see post session, absolutely fantastic. So let's go fuel up. And we're back to the house. We're gonna make some lovely, delicious rice and feed the puppies too. Isn't that right? Yeah? Yeah? Yes. Oh yeah. So we've measured out the rice for the delicious second breakfast this morning. But as always with this amount of rice, and in general any amount of rice, giving it a good rinse to get whatever's on it off, because not only does it get some potentially not very healthy chemicals or whatever off the rice, but it also means it can cook a bit easier and it becomes more fluffy. So that's absolutely excellent. Double whammy! But now, we're going to rinse, we're going to cook, and we're going to eat. Because remember, food is fuel, and we'll talk about the main part of the title about, like yesterday I did 50k on the erg, a 2-hour session, and the 70 and a bit hour session, not 70 and a bit hour minute session. And people have been asking, how do you fit it in if you're not a full-time athlete? So that's kind of what we're talking about today, as you can tell from the title. But first things first, fueling up time, oh yeah! And now we wait while we take the puppies out, oh yeah! And we made it out to walk the puppies as the rice does its cooking thing, and we're talking about fitting training in around your schedule. It doesn't actually have to necessarily be your training, it can be just fitting anything around anything. And really, people have been asking, how do you recommend fitting in a training? So me, obviously, I'm in a really privileged position to be able to train full time, so I can fit in the sessions when my body is able to fit in the sessions. When you've got a job, a full-time job elsewhere, then, or a part-time job, or anything that you're doing outside of training that takes up your time, then you're going to struggle to fit in as much mileage as I do. So, step one, don't necessarily try and fit in 50k a day. That's probably step one. Step two, prioritize what is good for you, what you want to do. Find out, get your aims set up and think, okay, how am I going to get there and what do I need to prioritize to do that? So say you want to improve your 2k, well, you're going to have to prioritize 2k training. Do you want to, for example, like my big block of training right now, I want to prioritize my aerobic base, so I'm going to have to prioritize giving more time to the low intensities. And then it's okay, do I want to prioritize what level of competition do I want to be in? For me, if I want to compete internationally, I have to train at a level to put me at an international standard of fitness and standard of technique, ability and all that. If you want to compete at a national level, then you will need to train at a national level of training. But if you don't want to compete at all, then it's a case of, okay, what do you want to prioritize? And do you want to just stay fit? Do you want to learn to row? Whatever it is, again, it's all up to you and what you want to prioritize. And then it's a case of, okay, say your priority is, I want to stay fit and improve my 2K score as much as possible. Well, then you say, since you've now got your priorities, you've got your job, and you've got, okay, we're going to improve 2K, and maybe you've got a couple of other things as well, like eating. And then you're saying, okay, well, those are my priorities, and not necessarily nothing else matters, but if something comes up, so say it's a case of, oh, I've got something to do tomorrow, but I've also got a training session to do with my 2K. Well, the 2K tomorrow, the training for the 2K tomorrow takes priority over that something that I was going to do. Maybe it's going to the shops. Maybe you have to reschedule going to the shops so you can get that training in. And that's really kind of how I would recommend fitting in the training. It's going to be really difficult with a full-time job to get a lot of mileage in. And then, like I said, it's trying to assess where you want to compete, and then if you can assess where you want to compete, you can then figure out what level of training you want to do, and then with that level of training you can say, well, what I can do in theory is lower the volume by quite a significant margin, so spend less time actually training and then fire up the intensity, and you could probably get to a very good level of fitness and level of ability without as much time. The only reason I'm doing so much mileage for this training block is, one, I have the ability to do so because I'm training throughout the entire day, and two, because I'm trying to push my limits in the top end long term, and it's going to take me a long time to adjust my aerobic base. But say, for example, say if I wanted to, like I did in the last sort of 5-6 weeks, the shorter training block, if I took out the mileage and bumped up the intensity some more, so the 2.5 minutes on, 3 minutes off, the 1 minute on, 1 minute off, the 4x1Ks, the 4 minutes on, 4 minutes off, all of that stuff, that high intensity work, if I just did that, that can be enough to get me to a certain level. So hopefully that made sense. It's really sort of an individual thing to figure out for yourself, but maybe if you let me know in the comments below, we can have a little chat about maybe what you can kind of work out for you. But as always as well, if you do want a training program, well, we do offer the Yamsquad custom training program. Whether you want technique looked at, whether you want a program made for you, then we're working with some Yamsquad athletes right now to help them improve their goals, whether it's 2K, 5K, 6K, getting fit. And also there has been a adjustment to the Navy or to the military in America. You can change, they're doing, instead of a 1.5 mile run, they can do a 2K instead for the fitness test. So that's pretty awesome, and doing that, we're helping out trying to improve the 2K of America's military. So if you're in that position as well, I'll be happy to help out, but let me know in the comments below or email me at contact@yamsquad.com and we can help you out there, and even help you out with setting your goals, setting your priorities, and seeing how fast we can get you around a full-time job, because it definitely is possible. Even if we look at the American team, the American national rowing team, some of those guys have full-time jobs and they're at an elite national team level competing at the world stage. But now it's time to finish off walking the puppies. Yam, where's it all? So let's get to it. And we've made it into the Yam Cave once more to do a little bit of a short ergo, just 60 minutes with the heart rate on. Hopefully it won't be as long as the 2 hours yesterday, but we're fueled up, we're ready to go, so let's get to it. And another workout finished here in the Yam Cave. 51.9, heart rate was let's see, 130 average or 142 peak. I was going to try and sort of, first 5-10 minutes I was feeling, okay, here we go, we're going to go a faster one, but the heart rate went up to 140, which is a bit too high for doing the whole thing at 140, so brought it back down to where it was yesterday and ended up in the same average split with the average at 130. So that's good workout, good cardio base building, and of course some Olympic rowing on the television too to end the workout for today and to end the week of videos, at least for Friday, as we now have to go fuel up, because remember, food is fuel. But like I said earlier, if you're sort of thinking about, okay, I want to train a little bit more, or I'm struggling to fit in my training, well, we've got to prioritize. So we prioritize this ergo today, just like you might prioritize something else. But let me know in the comments below if you want to have a little bit of a chat with the Yam Squad about sort of prioritizing, or what you might have to do to get some training in. And as always, Yam Squad, remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button, and I will see you tomorrow in the next episode of the vlogs. Oh yeah!